As a white woman on Black TikTok and as a white woman who has visited, I think I'm at like 20 countries at this point, the whole concept that white Americans are not as cleanly as maybe other races or other cultures, it is true. Now, before all the white people come for me, obviously this is not the case for every single white person. It doesn't even have to be the case for you. But as someone who has friends of all races and has lived in and visited numerous different cultures, like, white Americans have a very unique concept of cleanliness. Just to give an example, I ran into my neighbor today and I was like, oh my God, I love you wearing a hat. She just looks so cute with a hat. And she was like, oh yeah, I threw it on because I didn't feel like showering the last few days. That's actually kind of normal. That's actually not an abnormal thing in white culture. That is like completely normal and definitely something I grew up doing. You would not shower every single day. And I saw another white woman break down this whole thing and it was so interesting. And she said, I'll have to find it, but she said something about like growing up, they'd be like, oh, well, if you swam in the pool or the lake, like you don't need a shower. Like, I'm pretty sure I was told that sentiment as well. Just the whole ideas around cleanliness are so different. Now, I'm also coming from a background of the South, so Alabama, Georgia, Florida are where I've spent a lot of my time. I've traveled all over the world, and for example, I was just in Tokyo for a few weeks, and they are just so much more clean. They wash and shower and wash their actual hair every single day.
I'm gonna pause her real quick because this is a 4-minute video, so I'm just stopping halfway just to give my thoughts on this because I've covered I think like 2 or 3 videos on this, and you did have some white folks in the comments that weren't too pleased about it or happy about it, but it is something that these were videos I was playing where just like her, they were saying no, like I don't wash like that. I don't even, and even if I do take a shower, I don't use soap or a washcloth. And they were like, what is a washcloth? Like, or if they do use soap, they just do it real quick like this right here. And there were a lot of people saying that and actually having conversation or laughing at the idea of what is a washcloth? Why would I use a cloth? Which is common. As she said, it is pretty common, and just not to bathe like that. Work out, come jump into bed, clap cheeks, and with all that funk, and just imagine laying next to a woman like that, man. You know what I mean? But I guess you get used to it. So it is pretty disgusting, especially. And I get it. You guys probably like, well, we didn't always have baths and showers and stuff like that, but now you do. Now you do. It only takes, you could literally jump in there, set the timer for 2 to 3 minutes. Get your cloth, hit the spots real quick. At least you did that instead of just saying screw it. Let some, how they say, let some water touch your body, man. Like, yo. But let's go ahead and get into the actual the rest of the clip. Let's go.
And I know, by the way, that there's a lot of different cultures that do different things. Like, not all hair types need to be washed every single day. But I'm just saying, out of all the cultures that I have been friends with or I have visited or lived in, us whites are really unique. And out of all my black friends, like, there's a reason that on here, black women talking about body care and like different things they use, it's because black women like really take it to another level. Like, black women are some of the cleanest women I have ever met and take very, very good care of themselves. The skin is always skinning. And I've seen some people break down like why this is, that white people like do not shower every day or aren't as into their hygiene, and I have a personal take on it. I haven't seen it. I'm sure it's out there somewhere, but I haven't seen it. But I really feel like it's this idea that white people have that they are just innately cleaner than like everybody else. Like, white people are just clean. We're just so clean. And that's the reason that a lot of white people feel like they don't need to shower every day or every other day, or, you know, I don't even know how much. And simultaneously, I think that some of those white people also view like other races to not be cleanly, but they literally view their whiteness as cleanliness. And I think that has to do with like some white people like feeling like whiteness is pure and clean and better than and whatever. I feel like maybe that's the root of it, but that's just my take. And also, as someone who's dated a variety of races, like I like every person, I more like the person for who they are. Of all the men I've dated, I will honestly say I feel like, unfortunately, white men struggle the most with their hygiene.
We tend to hear that too, or basically skipping or not brushing teeth or not washing, bathing, those things like that. I used to talk to this chick one time. She said she was married, and I've heard this a few times about women who say that they have been married to white guys and say they just don't, they'll just hop into bed without, after a day's work, and just hop into bed after and don't care about washing their ass, which is insane to me. Like, bro, like, I got to have it, man. You gotta, that it's nothing like that hot water. And y'all know I've talked about it in the past. I don't even want to call it a ritual. Like, when I take my shower, I'll just sit down in the shower and let the hot water just for a few minutes, just to relax. And that's my form of meditation. I got into the whole taking baths, and then people were getting mad about that, saying, "Cheer, women aren't supposed to take baths." Baby, get in that tub and soak that thing. Like, facts. Like, what do you think? Thousands of years since the bath was invented, right? You just think they had showers all this time? You don't think women took baths? Well, science shows that you're more likely to get a yeast infection. What y'all got going on, man? You can't use. I know a lot of y'all watching, and keep in mind, not every black person is clean. You do got some black, but this video isn't about that. You got some black women. You got some black women with some bad pH balances. And pretty sure you got women across the board that got bad pH balances. They don't take care of themselves, don't wash, different things like that. But this is just a common thing that you are seeing more of. And I think washing the legs was another one. Why should I wash my legs? There's no need to wash my legs. But I do agree with her. I think that is a thing about it being by default, because being that you're white, you're automatically considered clean or almost like godly, because by virtue of, hey, I'm a white person, so I'm not as filthy as these other people may be. And if you've been around people, different races of people have a distinct smell to them. They do. Whether it's Hispanics, they have their own smell to them. Asians have their own smell to them, depending on what part of Asia. Everybody has black folks got their own smell. White folks definitely got their own smell. So, hey, guys, just wash your ass, man. Just my thoughts. Anyway, let me know what you think. Comment below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Much blessings and abundance. Stick around for the next videos. It's going to pop up on the screen below. That's where I'm going to see you guys at. It's your favorite everything. This is Wisdom. I'm the best. Let's run it up to 1 million. Quit playing with me. Peace.